Hello, Sylvester. It is saying. Hello, Sylvester.
Hello?
Yeah, Sylvester. It is saying.
Hello?
Sylvester, what's your main Sylvester, what's your main car?
Hello?
Nelson,
Hello?
hold the line for me. Nelson, hold the line for me. Sylvester, what's your main car?
Hello?
Hello, I'm in town.
Ah boy. Okay, so let's work the lines. Let's work the lines. So, Doc, if you can hear me, because unfortunately the two say they can't hear me. But let me stay a bit longer with you. We've had two different stories as to what transpired, leading to the death or the killing or lynching of Wyllbee, that is Nanayao. One bit says that, well, he's dating this woman who is married. The husband is outside the country. So dating this woman, decides to pay the woman a visit. At one point in time, at dawn around 1 a.m., he decides to go take a pee. And then somebody sees him in the house, asks who he was. He says, I've come to visit my girlfriend. The girlfriend says, I don't know you. Then they beat him up, lynching him, killing him. Now, the other story or the bit is that the in-law to Nanaya says, well, she heard some noises. And she heard Nanaya screaming and calling for help, saying that somebody wanted to, kill her. And so, therefore, they should come to her aid. And then the person decided to scale the wall. First of all, ran into the wall, attempted again and hit into a gutter and fled. These two stories, what do you make of it? Which one do you believe most?
Well, I've listened to the woman, and I've also listened to the other side, which I said earlier, and I'm more tempted to believe the first story. Okay? Because if I listen to the second story of the woman, I find a lot of inconsistencies, and I find a lot of gaps. In fact, I was even watching her video, and her body language suggests to me that probably they are just trying to put a story or a narrative to the whole incident to make their case look good. And now this is the issue. How on earth will a criminal or a would-be criminal actually go into a house wearing a boxer shorts? I mean, in criminal behavior, you are not likely to find criminals behaving like that, because criminals, as I know by their psychology, always want to cover up so that they are not seen. So if you have a person, as it were, trespassing a place in boxer shorts in the middle of the night, it raises a lot of suspicion. Probably it should give an indication to anybody that this person may be somebody related to somebody within that precinct. And now secondly, if you say somebody was, as it were, calling for help because somebody was sure that he was being attacked, you didn't see the person. All of a sudden, you also started shouting, "Kromfo, Kromfo, somebody wants to do this, somebody wants to do this." For me, these kind of things raises, some form of suspicions for me. And even from that time to the time the body was, or the person was actually brought back, what actually happened within that gap of time? Because from what the woman is saying, she didn't see anybody lynching anybody or attacking anybody. But then the person now came in some way, somehow, injured and very weak. So the question should be telling us and answering is, what happened within that gap of time from 1 a.m. to the 3 a.m. for which she has not been able to fill that gap for us as citizens, which I think we have to all know. So look, Dave, if I should look at the two scenarios in terms of the stories, I find the woman's narration a bit suspicious. And for me, I think this is where the police will have to come in. The police will have to call this woman, just as they've called the lady, and begin to question her and drill her down to what actually happened there. Remember, this woman is saying that the lady in question is her in-law. Has it been that
she was making reference to the lady? The
yes.
lady is her in-law.
That is the point. That the lady is her in-law. Is it that this guy has been coming there over the period, and they might have seen him over the period with the lady, and somebody is not happy with it, and that this guy some way somehow had to be set up? These are all questions that we have to ask, and we need answers. And for me, this is where I think the police will have to put on their criminal psychological cap and begin to ask the questions and begin to now piece together all the chain of events and now pin it down to what actually happened. Because from what I am hearing from the woman, I am not convinced that that is actually what happened.
Now, you mentioned her body language being suspicious, and I also want to know from you what lessons we can learn from this and how how an autopsy will aid in this investigation. But I really want to try and reach out to Sylvester, who is a brother to Wyllbee, who has unfortunately passed, because I want to know whether he knows of Nanaya, if he knows there's this, love relationship between the two of them. So I want to try so hard and get through to Sylvester, and I'm told he's back on the line. Okay, so let me try Nelson. Nelson Kwame Akoto is a manager, road manager for the musician, that is Nanaya, a.k.a. Wyllbee. Nelson, good morning. Hello, Nelson. Wow. Still having a few challenges with their connection. Nelson, good morning.
Good morning, boy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, not loud.
Let's manage. Let's manage this line. I don't know what the challenge is, but Dr. Jones can hear me loud and clear. I don't know why you cannot hear me that well. But so I want you to tell me a bit about Wyllbee, and then you tell me also how you got the news as to what happened to him.
Seriously, boys, I can't